right, guys, welcome back to the Supes Show, newest episode. A lot has happened. I'm sure a lot of you guys are tuning into this episode for a very specific reason, and I just want to say, no, we're not going to talk about the movie. Yes, I've seen it, but no, I can't talk about it. And yes, I have a lot to say about it, but
he hasn't even said anything to me yet. I know nothing.
No, guys, I want you to know that this episode is literally just going to be like a boys yap session, because Connor and I, again, this is one of my best friends here, and I literally just got back from Brazil after doing all of the Superman stuff this past weekend. And so I want this episode to kind of just be like letting you guys in on like us just catching up, because he also went to the Ironheart premiere, and I know he has some stories from that covering Ironheart. Yeah. And so there's just been a lot happening this week, but you know, from the title of this episode, you guys know we spent the last weekend in Brazil with the cast of Superman, promoting the movie over there, celebrating the film, celebrating the character, and just a lot went down. I mean, I'm just sure you guys have seen some of the videos we've posted by now, because we did a ton of collab content. We also have some more videos coming out. However, again, you guys will see it when it's out. But when you film stuff with like casts and studio stuff, it has to go through like a ton of different approvals before you're able to post it. But I'm really happy with the content we've already made.
That's an understatement, bro. I mean, I think I speak for all fans. When you posted that video of James Gunn being like, "Have you seen Supes?" And then it's you and David being like, "Yeah." Like, what a moment. I can't even imagine. I was telling you, I shed a tear when I saw that moment, because I was like, this is just so crazy. We got Supes with Superman. Like, you spent a whole week with them, bro. You got to tell me what that was like. Day by day, break it down, please.
Okay, so I want to start off with day one, because day one was definitely one of the most craziest experiences of my life.
Of course.
Day one, I got to Brazil. And I got there at around sometime in the afternoon, but I was the only one also like from the US that Warner Brothers brought out for this. So all of the other people that were there were like international creators and international press and media. And so all of them got together and they went to go watch the movie for the first time that night.
Oh.
So when they
went, you didn't see it the first night?
No, I didn't. I watched the movie back when I got back to LA yesterday. Mm-hmm. But when I first got to Brazil, all of the other creators and media went to go watch the film, and I went off with the rest of the Warner Brothers team, and we went to Christ the Redeemer. This is one of the wonders of the world.
Yeah.
And they had completely shut it down to the public for everything we were doing up there. And so when we got up there, dude, we were like the only ones up there. And that is like a super exciting. Also, the weather had to be perfect.
That's a once in a lifetime experience.
1,000%, dude. And like the weather was perfect, because according to some of the other people that were there, they went to go scout the location on different days. Mm-hmm. And on some of the days, there was just like heavy fog. So you couldn't even see the Christ, the Redeemer statue. And so when we got there, everyone was setting up. And, eventually as time went on, everyone started to arrive one by one. It was James, David, Rachel. And when James got there, bro, like they had set up this massive like interview, which I wasn't a part of. I was just standing by waiting for my turn to film with them and see them. And so James gets there, and dude, he spots me in a crowd of like 30 people.
No.
And he's like, "Hey, Matt." And then me and him start chopping it up, because he's like, "Wait, are you from Brazil?" And I'm like, No, dude, I live in Los Angeles. And then he's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And then I'm like, "Oh, dude,
just chilling.
We're about to work together." You know what I'm saying? So I started to brief him on what we were going to do. We had a quick back and forth before he had to get started for his interview. And then after that, David and Rachel got there. And me and Rachel had a quick chat, because they were doing they were getting their photos taken in front of the statue one by one.
Yeah.
And then they obviously got group shots as well. But Rachel, she was waiting for her turn, and she came over. She said what's up to me. We started, chatting it up a bit. She was telling me about her time in Manila.
Yeah.
Apparently in Manila, it was crazy, and that was their first stop of the tour.
Oh.
And then this was such a niche moment, but David, he was like the last one that I said what's up to, but he was like being like prepped on like, I guess something they were going to film, because they were filming other content as well with the Warner Brothers team for social media. And so he was being prepped on something, but then he like saw me through his peripheral vision, and he like went like this. He's like,
No.
and
what?
dude, I went straight up to him and I fist bumped him, and then yeah, that's when he said what's up to me. And then after that, him and Rachel and me filmed a couple of pieces of content. One of them was the action figure video.
Yeah, that was so good. That was so good.
Yeah, I thought of that video when I was leaving my house, and I'm so happy I got it because it came out so well.
I mean, dude, the fact that that's last minute too is even more insane because that is such a wholesome video right there. Like, so good. I can't even imagine. And you are so good of keeping your composure, like, in the moment. Like, I'm sure when he fist bumped you, you're like, you're chill with it. But like, are you flipping out on the inside? Like, are you starstruck at all when you're like chopping it up with James, like hanging out with David?
I mean, for me, I just try to keep my cool as much as possible because these are people. Like, obviously, I'm a huge fan of their work, but you know, you can't like, you got to keep it cool, bro. You can't like fan out or anything like that. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of their work, like I said, but I'm also gonna treat them like regular human beings. I'm gonna have regular conversations with them. I'm not gonna stand there and ask them for an autograph or a picture or anything like that because, you know, they're here to elevate these characters just as much as I was.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, bro, like I love and I respect all of those people, but my loyalty lies with the characters of Superman, Lois Lane, you know, and all of the other people that come within the world of DC. And so, you know, I again, I have massive respect for all of them, but for me, it's just like keeping it cool, treating them as like normal people, and like just keeping it cool. I sound repetitive, but that's kind of just my objective, you know
that's how you have to be. Like when I won't talk about it too much now, but when I was at the Ironheart premiere, it's the same thing. You're seeing Ryan Coogler, you're seeing all of them, and you're like, keep it cool. Like, you've done this a million times. Like, you just gotta act like you belong here, and it works out perfectly. Like, and then you go into your car and you're like, oh my god, that was Ryan Coogler. Like,
yeah, like it never hits me in the moment.
Yeah, no, you can't let it hit you in the moment.
Like, we filmed all the content and it didn't hit me until I got back to the hotel and I'm watching the videos and I'm like, oh my god, I just filmed with James Gunn, David Cornsweet, Rachel Brosnahan. And so I gotta tell you about this Hey Supes video, bro. Because this
iconic
video,
by the way.
This video, I had pitched this like, dude, I had pitched this like 2 years ago. It was one of the first videos I pitched because, you know, when we have a Superman movie coming out, and this is the first Superman movie I've ever covered, it's like, dude, we have to play on the Supes Meets Supes thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Again, I picked the name Supes for social media just because I wanted to honor the character of Superman because he's my favorite character ever. He's had the most impact on my life. And so I really wanted to find a way to make this Supes x Supes thing work for just collab content with the film.
Oh, yeah.
And so the time came for us to film this Hey Supes video. And that's when, you know, James came back out because for a while it was just me, David, and Rachel filming some content. And then James came back out and we filmed this video and it literally took us like 3 takes, but there was like 3 minutes of chaos between everyone. And I'm talking about good chaos, like good banter.
Okay.
Dude, David, he started to direct us.
Really?
Yes. And he started to be like, no, James, you got to give more on that line. Rachel, you got to turn around at this time. Like, Supes, we'll turn around at this moment. So David kind of took the lead on it. And
That's insane.
It was all in good fun. And like James and David kept on going back and forth because David was like teasing James like, now that you're acting, it's not so easy now, huh?
I will say James crushed it. Like, he seemed so natural with it. It felt like they were actually just getting like a behind the scenes looking for you. Like, it was incredible. They all are so talented.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the way it came out. And when me and David like looked at each other in the video, that wasn't planned.
Really?
Like, we just did
because you guys did that like twice, right? Like,
yeah,
dude. Oh my god.
And so after that, that's when it really started to hit me. And so after I was done filming there, they were filming some other stuff, but I was done, you know, with, I guess, getting everything I needed for the night. And so, you know, someone from Warner Brothers walked me back down to like get in a car. But guys, we are heading to London. The tour ain't over.
Not even close. Not even close.
Yeah, I'll catch up with you guys on the London activities on the next episode of the Supes Show. But for this week, it was just Brazil. I leave to London this Sunday, and then I get back on like Wednesday or Thursday. So whenever I get back, we'll debrief on that.
So you're saying there's a possibility in London one of those three could be wearing a Soup shirt?
Oh, dude, I'm gifting them all Supes merch. Like, even if they don't want it and it was just someone from their team saying that they wanted it, but they didn't really want it, like, I'm still going to gift it to them. And if they could throw it away if they want, but it's just, I'm really grateful that they have been such great people to work with.
Absolutely. That would break the internet, though. That would break the internet. David Cornsweat or James Gunn, like, in a Soup shirt. Oh, my God, would that go so hard.
That would be a little crazy. That is crazy, dude. Yeah. And that, honestly, that moment just, like, made my night. So we are going to get them Supes merch. And now it came for day 2. Day 2 was even crazier, bro, because like I didn't expect the majority of like what happened. So day 2, the only thing that was on the schedule was we were going to go to the beach.
Yep.
And we had the fan event later that night.
Yeah.
And so I thought, oh, I'm going to the beach with the other creators and the other people that are there, and we're just going to spend time at the beach and kind of just spend some time until the fan event at night.
Yeah.
But no, bro, we get in the van, we head over to the beach, and we end up pulling up to this like Superman themed beach club. We walk in, it's like decked out in a ton of Superman branding. They're serving themed drinks, Brazilian food.
Oh my
and it's
God.
just like, oh my, like it was just so nice.
Living the dream.
The weather was great. And it was just really nice to like get to know a lot of people that are from different parts of the world that love this character just as much as I love this character.
Yeah.
You know, in a lot of different points, I was meeting people where I didn't speak their language, but it was through our love of Superman that we were able to connect and understand each other.
And that's beautiful.
And that's been honestly the best part of this whole traveling thing for Superman has been seeing the love around the world for this character and seeing so many people celebrate this character. It's something I've been waiting to see my whole life because we really only seen this for DC on this level for Batman.
Absolutely. And I mean, I know there's something coming up at the end of day 2 that was just so beautiful, but was there anything else at the beach that was really cool?
Yeah. So again, I thought we were just going to the beach, bro. But then James, David, and Rachel pulled up too. They pulled up again. And so they pull up, they surprise us with a Q&A, and they talk about a lot of their, behind the scenes experiences, making the film and giving just a lot of insight on what they brought.
Yeah.
And
I think I saw Rachel made you a drink, didn't she?
Yes.
Insane.
And so then it came time for that. After the Q&A, we got pictures with them with like it was such a beautiful picture because it had like there was like a Superman logo standee that we all stood around.
Yeah.
And then in the back was like the mountains of Rio.
Oh
which
my
I'm going to post
God.
that soon. I'm definitely going to post that soon. But after, to conclude their time on the beach, we basically all like circled around this counter, and James, David, and Rachel were all introduced to like multiple like Brazilian drinks that they have over there that are extremely popular and are used for celebration. And so James, David, and Rachel started to serve everyone that was there at the beach club drinks. And I had a little moment with Rachel where she was asking me about like my limes
or something.
She's so sweet, dude. She's so sweet.
I love that. We love a good lime girl.
Yeah. No, she is so sweet. And so, we kind of just ended up having a toast and to say that I was on a beach sharing a drink with the cast of Superman is genuinely another pinch me moment.
I know. It's like words should never come together in that form, but here we are. Like you're literally hanging out with Superman and Lois Lane on the beach, drinking Mai Tais. Like what are we talking about?
Another really sweet moment that I don't know if this was even posted on social media, but there was a kid like that I guess just recognized, that was the cast and crew of Superman.
Yeah.
And so he was just a random kid on the beach.
Yeah.
And dude, he opened up his journal and he drew a little Superman sketch and he just held it up. And after James and David went over to him and they like took pictures with him and like he interviewed them. And it was just
God.
Dude, the kid was like sweating, bro. It was so wholesome. It reminded me of that scene in the movie where the kid is holding up the flag of Superman.
Yeah.
And
I mean, is it safe to say that this movie has like a magical element to it? Like, what is going on in all these public places? Like, they just sound like, I don't know, like it's almost like movie worth, like how beautiful these moments are.
1000%. And
it gets better.
It gets better because at night it came time for the fan event. And so we all pull up. the international fans just carry a different energy. Like, again, it's very rare for like a ton of celebrities to go around the world promoting a movie as big as this one. And so when a certain cast or a certain film goes to some place like Brazil, they're just extremely grateful, bro.
Yeah.
And so there was just a massive amount of fans surrounding this fan event. And you know, when the time came for us to go inside, James, David, and Rachel hop on stage. They're introducing the film, and then James recognizes this kid in the stands he's holding a poster alongside his mom that says, "My name is Khalil." And so James calls this kid up on stage, and the kid goes up. He meets David. He meets Rachel. James. They all take a picture.
Yeah.
And the moment of the trip was afterwards. This kid, he's like walking off on stage, but he keeps looking back. And then he just fully bolts and he runs straight to David and hugs David, bro.
Oh my God.
And to me, I'm like, that's what this is all about, bro.
That is what this is. That's what Superman stands for. Like wow.
This movie's gonna come out. A lot of people are gonna have differing opinions on it.
Yeah.
And you know, regardless of all of that I think we can all agree that it is just so important for us to continuously have Superman movies coming out. So there's kids like that have a figure of that nature to look up to base their lives around. I mean, I wouldn't be who I am if Superman wasn't around as like a North Star for me. And so that kid is gonna have David as his North Star.
It's actually crazy. Like, you grow up with these characters, you fall in love with them, you know, they become your personality to an extent, so you feel like you have a right to critique and all this stuff. But then when a moment like that happens, I mean, it centers you right back to what it's all about. Like, this is about the children. This is about hope and inspiration. And it's just seeing a moment like that where a child can be so locked in and so lost in the moment that he's probably thinking David is Superman. Like, that's just what it's all about. That's why Superman is the greatest character.
Yeah, and David embodies him just so well and so naturally in real life.
Yeah.
And this is another crazy thing that wasn't caught on camera, but you're going to freak out when I tell you, bro. So we concluded our night with the fan event, and then the next morning I went to go interview James Gunn. And so I had an interview with James, and I was his first interview of the day, and it was funny because he was like walking into the room and I could hear him around the hallway, and he said it in like a joking way because it's like a running gag between us, and he's like, "Oh my God, if I have to see Supes again," because he just saw me, like, we literally have seen each other for the past 4 days in a row.
Yeah, I mean, you're on the team.
And so he says that, and then he walks in, and then we literally just start chopping it up about life. It wasn't really like an interview. I asked him a couple questions, obviously, but it was more so just like a chill catch-up conversation. And again, guys, James is one of us. He's genuinely a fan. James could hop on this podcast right now and we can just talk shop about anything in regards to the world of DC, Marvel. He's just that cool. And he's a ball knower. You know what I'm saying? He has his comic knowledge down packed. And so, you know, we did our interview, and then afterwards, so me and James are doing this interview, and then, dude, it completely goes by like this, because again, when you have conversations like this with passionate people, it just goes by. And I'm like, "James, I'm sorry, bro, my time's up." And then he's like, "No, guys, we're still going with Supes." And so, like, me and him still just keep on going back and forth. And then after that I'm like, "Dude, I'm sorry, but I'll see you in London. I'll see you in LA."
Oh my God.
And so that's always like just a great thing you want to hear when you interview anyone, because it just shows that they had a good time. And so I felt really good about that.
So can we confirm that you guys are like boys now?
Dude, no. I mean, you got to hear it from him.
Yeah.
You got to hear it from him.
Yeah.
That's something I can't say. He's got to put the label on it.
James, I need you to confirm that instantly.
Now, this was probably the best part of the trip, bro, because it was the most unplanned thing.
Okay.
So after I'm done interviewing James, I go back to my hotel, I pack up my stuff, I head over to the airport, and I'm chilling in the lounge, and I'm there just grabbing dinner, and I'm on the phone with my mom because I'm giving her a recap of like all of these stories of the whole weekend. And as I'm on the phone with my mom, I look to my left, and there's this 6'4" hooded figure with a hat walking straight towards me.
No.
And it's David Cornsweat.
What?
Yes.
In the airport?
Yes.
He's not taking a PJ?
No.
He's a man of the people.
He's a man of the people.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, he was in the same lounge as I was because we were on the same flight from Brazil back to LA. And
That's blowing my mind. Wow.
Dude, yeah, he recognized me. He came straight up to me, and I surprised my mom with him on the phone. Like, again, guys, he just bolted straight to me, and so I'm like, come. And my mom's on the phone, and she's eating dinner, and he goes on FaceTime, and he's in like the undercover Marvel fit.
Yeah,
where it's like put on,
yeah,
hat, like just keeping it low key. And dude, I'm literally wearing this freaking hoodie and that Superman hat. Look, I'll show you guys. I'm
just outing him.
Bro, guys, I'm literally dressed like this at the airport. Like just completely blowing David's cover. He's just a good dude because like again, I started to like take off my hat. I started to take off my hoodie. And I take off my hoodie, and I'm wearing this shirt. I take off my hoodie, and I'm wearing this freaking Superman shirt. So, like,
just a walking billboard.
Moving forward, when I go to London, I'm sorry, I'm probably not gonna wear Superman merch at the airport just in case that happens again.
Oh my God!
Like I said, my mom was eating dinner, and he hops on the call, and I'm like, "Mom, it's David." And you can see it takes her a second for it to like hit her, and then I'm like, "It's Superman." And then you just see my mom like spit out all her food.
Oh my God.
And her and my sister are like freaking out on camera. And like my mom is so funny because it was such an in the moment thing. And she's like, you know, if you ever come to Miami, you can always stay at our family house. Like, you know, your family in our house. Like she was already inviting him back home to Miami, bro.
Come home for Christmas.
Exactly. Yeah. And nah, David was just so sweet. And so after that, I hung up the phone because I wanted to catch up with him, and we caught up a little bit. And then, again, we were on the same flights from Brazil back to LA. And so I sat next to him on our flight on one of our connecting flights. And yeah, dude, he's just a good dude. He's literally Superman in real life. I know a lot of people have said that, but it's genuinely true, guys. Like, he has the imposing 6'4" Superman physique, but when you talk to him, he's just a total teddy bear, and he's a nerd, and he has like all his background knowledge on pop culture, and he has just such a warm energy and smile. And to me, like, that is something you need to have when you play Superman, you know?
That is so insane. Like, I feel I have goosebumps right now. Like, just hearing that, like, this is everything you want from a Superman actor. And I'm so glad that he gets to be like that version of himself on the screen as well. Like, from everything that we've seen, it sounds like, wow, he just literally hopped on and off set. Like, there was no like preparing or like getting into the character. Like, that's just him.
It's just him. And again, there will be more to say when the film comes out, but you know, then when I flew straight back to LA, I had like an hour worth of sleep, and then I head straight over to Warner Brothers to watch the movie. But that was kind of just a recap of everything that happened in Brazil. But Connor, you went to Ironheart, bro. I know a lot of people have seen me loving Ironheart right now. I still haven't caught up with the episodes, but how are you feeling? How was that event? I know that you texted me that some people came up to you about the Supes Show. Which is
shout out to all of you at the Ironheart premiere who watches this. We love you guys. But yeah, I went to the Ironheart premiere. I thought it was just going to be like a screening, but they closed off the whole street for this, and it was so cool because you got to see the real hood, you got to see the Ironheart suit, the car that she has, all of the cast showed up. Ryan Coogler was there. Like, dude, meeting Ryan Coogler is just insane. He is one of the nicest, chillest dudes in the world, and I got to watch the first 2 episodes at the premiere, then I watched the first 3 episodes the next day, and then I watched them again yesterday, and I gotta say, it hits.
Yeah.
Like, I was really surprised, but I think it's like just a mix of Ryan Coogler doing his thing and then just great storytelling. It is flowing so well. And also, bring back real suits, bro. Like, her being in the actual suit is so much cooler than nanotech. Like, it's just been great, and I am ready for episode 5. I am ready for episode 5.
Dude, yeah, I've been seeing some of the stuff that people have been teasing. But for me, as an outsider who hasn't watched the show yet, like, I've just been seeing all of the clips or GIFs here and there. And, the suits look so good.
Yeah.
Like, the CGI and the suits look so well done. And so, yeah, like, I'm really happy that the MCU is getting back to more practicality.
Yes.
Instead of, like, nanotech nanotech CGI suits.
One of the things that I'm really loving about it is that it's not Riri going like, oh, I can be the better Iron Man. Like, I can do Iron Man better and kind of screw Tony Stark. Like, this is her just flat out saying, I'm inspired. Like, Tony Stark inspired me to do this, and Wakanda inspired me to keep going, and that's why she's doing it, because she just wants to show how great she can be. It's not to try to one-up Iron Man or take the throne or take the mantle like that. She wants to be her own person, and it's just so refreshing to see.
And that's great to hear because, honestly, when it comes to, I think, legacy characters in general, it's just really important for me, personally, for them not to, like, tear down the original in order to uplift the new one. Like, one of the things I loved about Into the Spider-Verse so much is that wasn't a film about tearing down Peter Parker in order to uplift Miles. No, that film uplifts Peter Parker while also uplifting Miles and establishing him as this new legacy Spider-Man character.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was handled so well. And so it sounds like Ironheart is kind of doing the same thing, where it's not like tearing down Tony Stark or telling you, oh, Riri's better than Tony. No, it's saying, yo, she's inspired by this GOAT, this legend, and now she's going to tell her own story and hopefully try to live up to that legacy that Tony Stark set forward.
And it's nice to see like an iron suit in a completely different situation that Tony would never be in. Like, this is about a girl who's just trying to make money and is going to have to do some sketchy things to do it. So you're going to see an iron suit kind of like sneaking into buildings or hiding around. And it's just, you don't see that with Iron Man. With Iron Man, it's like world-ending activities. And so to kind of bring it down to like street level with an iron suit is very nice to see, and it's very original.
1000%, dude. So yeah, we did a lot of recapping of the Brazil trip. Like I said, guys, looking ahead, next week we're gonna be in London doing some really cool stuff for the film there.
I can't believe that. That's gonna be crazy.
Doesn't the second half of Ironheart come out July 1st? So that's also coming out at the end of next week, I believe.
It's gonna be crazy. We got a great cliffhanger ending.
I'm gonna catch up. I'm literally catching up after we're done filming this. But with that being said, guys, let us know in the comment section down below, how excited are you guys for Superman? What are you guys feeling about Ironheart? Again, we will recap and kind of just bring everything back together for next week's episode once I'm back from London, and I'm sure I'll have some more stories from that trip to share there. But thank you guys for watching this episode. Make sure to check out all of Connor's content, which will be linked in the description of this video. Like this video, subscribe, comment down below, and hit that bell notification on the channel to get notified for future episodes of the Supes Show. Again, episodes drop every Friday morning, so we'll see you guys next Friday. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace!